Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you live from Whitefish, Montana. Sorry it took me a minute to get things up and running. There's so many different places I have to look and make sure it's all good to go. So it looks like there's a little bit of delay on Facebook, but it looks like everything else is up and running. All right, so yeah, we got this. We got this. So you can find me doing this live on YouTube at Junebug Creations 29. You can find me on Facebook at Junebug Creations 29. And if you are in my private group, my VIP group, Junebugs Creators, then you can find me there as well. If you are not in Junebug Creators, you can join Junebug Creators. Just find Junebug Creators in your group or in the group section, search for it, or just put down below and say, I want the link for your VIP group, and I will get you into that. So let's go ahead and get started. Today is Monday, so it is now Mondays for Paper Pumpkin Playdate. We're going to talk about this great subscription kit that comes to your mailbox every month. I'm waiting for my next one. You just have to make sure to subscribe before the 11th. So by the 10th of the month, you need to subscribe for that next month. And we have a lineup. I did not get a chance to print those out. We have a lineup of 3 new ones for the next quarter and some new dies that I will show you next week. Let's switch screens. Hi, Sharon. Great to see you. All right, so this is the kit. This is our usual box where it's Poppy Parade, and I think that's Flirty Flamingo Polka Dots. And it comes to your mailbox every month. It's so much fun. You don't know exactly what's inside, but we do get an idea of the theme of it. All right, and then it's typically 9 cards, 3 of each design. And it's all inclusive, so everything comes in the box that you need to make the projects as they design it. All you have to do is add a pair of scissors, and that's the beauty of it. You don't have to go hunting for lots of supplies and things. You just need a pair of scissors in pretty much all of them. Every now and then you can get away without it. But what I do like to recommend is that you get the Take Your Pick tool. All right, it doesn't have a June bug on it. It just has the Stampin' Up! On it. And that will just make your kit experience so much easier, especially if you're dealing with glue dots at all, or if you're dealing with dimensionals trying to get the papers off. And you'll see me use this a lot. So I usually do recommend, yes, you can get it all done with just a pair of scissors, but if you want to take your kit experience to the next level and make your life that much easier, a Take Your Pick tool is an awesome tool to have. You'll see me use it throughout the time. So when you open your box, it's usually all wrapped up in tissue paper and plastic. Now your stamps and ink are not separate or not wrapped up in the plastic. They are as is, and then so you'll hear a little bit of bouncing around in your kit, but they're okay. They're not going to break. Everything else is wrapped up in plastic so that it doesn't get damaged. So in this one we have our stamps and our ink spot. I brought over my regular size ink pad because it's open and easier for me to use. And then we have our photopolymer stamp. In your very first subscription kit, you need to order your dies. Yeah, I need to order the new dies as well. I forgot about that. So good thing I have a cart going, because I also ran out of the graph paper. Not this. This is the glass mat. But I ran out of the graph paper. This stuff, I have 0. This was my last sheet. That's all I have left. I was like, oh no, because I use that for all my classes and clubs and stuff and retreats, and I am out of it. So you get a block with your very first kit to use on all your subsequent kits after that for your stamps. You can also, if you want, to have a variety of sizes so that you don't have to trade them out. You can also order our ergonomic blocks. You can see the difference. And the nice thing is you do have the different sizes. So when you have the stamps that are different sizes, instead of putting everything on the one block, you have other sizes to use. Do you have to do this? No, you don't. You can just use this instead. All right, so I'm going to get started showing you. These are the no-fail instructions. I love these because it's really so uncomplicated to make these. They keep it really simple. So this is all the ingredients. This tells you the colors that are in it. And these were the dies for this second quarter. So April, May, and June. All right, and that's how those are working. I'm looking a little blurry. Am I looking blurry to you? There we go. That's less blurry. I wonder how that happened. All right, so we are less blurry now. Yay! So these are the ingredients. These were the dies. I didn't use them on this. I have used them on a few things, but I didn't use them as much on this one, but I may end up still using them. We'll see. If my new kit is not here by next week, then I will make sure to use these on next week's projects. So the no-fail instructions, they start off, it shows you project 1, project 2, project 3, or card 1, 2, and 3, and it shows you what ingredients go in on each card. All right, it was a little bit confusing for a lot of people because you were covering up what was already on the card, and that was confusing, and doing layers. And what I mean by that, this was the original card, and so you covered up what already looked like that underneath, but you were giving it lots of layers. So if you're mailing this, it might cost you a little bit more because of the layers. The post office is getting a little bit tricky with it, although these are flat, so it probably would be okay. And then there's this one. Again, layers, you can see. And then this one, more layers. All right, so for some people it was a little confusing. I thought it was pretty cool with using all the dimensionals and everything, but again, it is a little fatter than a normal card would be. So then my alternates was this one. I cut down one of the card bases, used the wavy embossing folder, and then added some different gems to it and put it on a different card stock. And then this one as well, used the wavy, and then it was a nice little Z fold. All right. Oh, and here I did use the die. Yay, I used the die. One of the dies. All right, so our next project. So this weekend on Saturday, I had Clear for You. Okay, hi, Missy. All right, so this weekend I had my virtual retreat, and so I was working on my projects, and I came up with a scrapbook page that I was really excited about, and then made this mistake of already adhering it. So you just get to see an already adhered scrapbook page instead of having me do it in front of you. I do apologize for that. I just got on a roll and started putting it all together. So this is a piece of our two-tone black cardstock, specifically for scrapbooking. This is a piece of Lost Lagoon 12 by 12 that I had, now all our 12 by 12 is two-tone, but I have not stocked up on that yet. So I used my 12 by 12 and cut it down. I cut an inch off of two sides. This is Misty Moonlight. I used the Lost Lagoon to stamp some of the birds from here. I used some of the sentiment strips to be able to do some journaling, and of course I'll put pictures in here, so I left this not tied down so that I could slide pictures in. I added this is actually out of the ephemera pack. I was like, I need some pop of color, so I added this cute little camera, and then this is one of the cards, and I flattened out as much as I could. I flattened out the fold line, and I'm just not even going to stress out about it showing. All right, and so my intention is to find two of my pictures from Avalanche Lake here in Glacier Park and put those in there. And I'm pretty sure I have one that will go that way and that way. So that's the only thing. I typically don't design pages without my pictures. I find it a lot easier to have my pictures in place because then I know, but I need to get back in the habit of printing pictures. So in this case, I had to do it like this. So this is my fairly simple, nothing too extravagant layout. I did put a dimensional under here, but I did not put it under these trees. All right, so then we've got some cards that we're going to make. So I've got this one with this, and here's that wonderful shape. I've only used one of those, so I'm gonna leave that out. I've got this one, and we'll leave this alone. I think we're gonna go ahead and use this since we've got it, and I think that's it. Let's see. Thank you for being the person you are. No, I think we're going to use another sentiment. So we're going to start off with this one, and I'm going to do a little bit of a technique with you, which is what I need this paper for. All right, so what I did is I brought in, and I saw, it might have been Rachel Tessman, I saw someone do something similar to this, and then my own brain took off with it. All right, so I'm going to take my petal pink and a circle. All right, and there's a circle in here. I don't know if you can see, there's circle, 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 kind of the rays of the sun. Can you see that? All right, late to the party, that's okay, Missy. So I'm gonna really swipe this off because I don't want to get all that pink. I want more of this color. So I'm kind of cleaning it. It's time for me to put these, I think, through the dishwasher or through the washing machine because that's still a lot of pink in there. So we're going to see if we can get it more that color. There we go. Kind of get some of that color in there. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to just kind of swipe it like that to kind of darken, to make the sun a little more defined, but darken it up. So I found a circle that fit, that I had like that, and tap it, and I'm just gonna, here we go, and we're just going out like that, just lightly. All right, just to give it a little bit more of a definition. All right, that's all I'm doing, just a little bit with the blending brush and the petal pink. All right, but it just makes that sun be a little bit more defined. I'm going to fold my card over, use my bone folder instead of my fingernail, but you can use a fingernail, or you can use a food scraper from Pampered Chef. That's what I started off using. But I have decided I really do like having the bone folder. It does a really good job. And then I want to stamp some of these birds. So this card is super duper simple. We're going to stamp some of these birds in the Misty Moonlight. All right, like this. And they're just going to be flying over here like that. And then I'm going to stamp, and I want to bring in, since this is just one layer, I'm going to bring in my board, and I want to stamp the "You Mean the World to Me." And I could have done the, whatchamacallit, this die. All right, that would work, but I couldn't use this, although I was just thinking, could I have used this? Nope, that wouldn't quite fit. So since I have the sentiment piece that they have, that they put in there, I'm just going to go ahead and use that. There we go. And what I decided to do was bring in some linen thread, because that's a nice, fun thing to do. Bring in some linen thread and wrap that around like that. Hold on. We're going to put a little bit of adhesive, if it'll work for me today. It's a love-hate relationship with this stuff. I love it when it works, and I get frustrated when it doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. So I just have 2 circles right there like that. Oop. I like to have my ends not sticking out. There we go. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on it. Like that. And I'm going to stick one more just because it is a bigger piece. So I just kept it fairly simple today with this one. There we go. You mean the world to me. So I just really made that sun look a little bit more, giving it that little bit of an aura, and then added some of the linen thread. So this can be guy or girl, right? It doesn't have to be just for boys. Even though the kit is kind of designed for boys, it doesn't have to be for guys, all right? Because you can say you mean the world to me to anybody. For a wonderful, okay, that says man. I love you. You're the greatest. And happy birthday. Those are all universal for anybody. All right. And I just really like that. You mean the world to me. There's a lot of people I feel that way about. So we just are going with that. All right. Let me get this card. And so then I like to put, since these are already all decorated, I'm not even going to stamp on them. We'll just stick that in here. And there we have that card. All right, the next card, we're going to do another Z fold, but a little bit different. I don't know where this came from. One of my customers and friends came over and showed me a card that she made doing this. And I was like, oh, that's a cute idea. So we're just going to do that. So I have a piece of Misty Moonlight, because I thought you all would like this. Cut 5.5 by 4 1/4, so your regular card size, which means this needs to be cut down a little bit because I'm going to use it as the back. So we're going to take our trimmer and we're going to trim some off. So this is 5.5. We need it to go down to 5 1/4. I'm just going to go ahead and take it off the sky like that. And then I need a little bit off of this side because I need this to be at 4 inches. See, so I have it right here lined up at 4 inches. So I'm just going to cut off this little bit right here. And that way this fits on here. I'm going to fold it this way. Oh, yeah, I'm going to fold it this way like that. All right, so then it fits on here like this. So this will be the card base. And then what we're going to do, oh, hold on. Sometimes it's hard to get that back in there. I'm going to do this. We're going to bone fold it. And yes, I'm purposely folding it in. And then we're going to fold this back. All right, and I didn't cut anything off this other side because I'm okay with it being that wide. All right, so now it'll be like that. All right, so then we can glue this down on here. Glue this down. So keeping it simple today. Easy ones that you can do without having to find a whole lot of extra supplies. And able to get your cards done without them all looking exactly the same. Now next week, if I have this kit, if I don't have the new kit, I was going to do something with all those layers that I haven't used. All right, and I may still do that even if I have the new kit, just because it will still be June. Oh, I guess this is the May kit. I guess we kind of do the whole kit in the month after. It's kind of how it works. All right, so then there's that. I'm going to use again one of these larger sentiment pieces. You know what? No, I'm going to get my mini. I'm going to get my mini and I'm going to get some white. Ooh. There we go. Get some white and we're going to die cut that. Let's do that. We're going to use the die cut, the sentiment one. Let's do this. We're going to pop this over on here like that. Oop. Here we go. Just like that. I'm going to put that in here. All right, so Sharon, you are my cutter-upper of card bases when both sides. Did you cut off both sides of your card bases this time around and make a bunch of cards? Have you gotten to this kit? Prying minds want to, curious minds want to know, not prying minds, curious minds want to know, did you cut all your card bases in half? If you haven't, you might like doing this one, because that's a pretty cool thing. Let's see, I think I want to have it up here because I really love the mirror effect. All right, and I'm going to use the same sentiment because I like it, and I like the fact that it is a little bit on the generic side in the sense that it can be male or female. All right. You mean the world to me. There we go. So you could add gems if you wanted any of your other gems that match this kit. You could totally add those. This was a very open kit, and because it was a lot of the vellum, then you had some variety that you could use. All right, so here we're going to do it like this. You mean the world to me. And then we're going to, no, I don't want to do that. I was going to use the, oh, I know what we can do. Here, I've got an idea. This just came to me. All right, you all are probably like, oh boy, what's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? All right, nice, quick, and easy. Yes, we like nice, quick, and easy. See, if I'd been smart, I'd have moved that over a little bit, but let's see if it works anyways. All right, here we go. We're going to, where's my glue dots? We want a glue dot. Here's my take your pick tool. We want a glue dot. I'm going to put a glue dot right up there in the corner. Pop off that little piece of paper. Stick our knot on there. Stick our knot on there. And tie our, oh, that's not even. Hold on, we got to get even. Can't tie a bow if it's not even. All right, so we're going to tie a little bow, and it's okay to put a bow on a guy's card too. Let's see, is that more even? It's a little more even. I may have cut it a little short. We'll see. When the nails start getting too long, then, oh, I did it. I got it. Woohoo! All right, so then I like to pull these until they're how I want them. Like that. And we're going to just trim that off a little bit. There you go. And then we're going to turn this over. And I'm going to go ahead and glue it straight down instead of using dimensionals. So I need it on this side. I think that'll work fine with the baker's twine or the linen thread. Center that. Press it down. All right. And so then you have this one. Now, if you want to write on the inside, I would suggest you put some white paper here, but I'm going to put paper on the back side. instead, and then I can write my note to the person on the back side without it interfering with that beautiful mountain water scene there. All right, because I just really, I love this card. I think it's so beautiful. That's why on the scrapbook page, I used it and I didn't want to interfere with it. All right, so over here then, I'm going to fold this open for a moment. Over here, I'm going to do the birds across there. All right, and then I can still write. If there was, let's see, do I have any more? Well, I have this, but see, that would take too much. And, oh, I have this, but I think that would also, let's see, how much of the back does that take up? Does it leave not enough room to write? Of course, if you don't want a lot of room to write, you could do this, but that really doesn't give you much room to write anything. So I'm going to leave it open, because when you have a card that you say, you mean the world to me, you might want a little bit of space to write as to why they mean the world to you. So I'm going to leave this open. But there you go. Another quick and easy card. Yes, I added a piece of white cardstock and I added a piece of Misty Moonlight. You could have done it without doing that. You could have just folded it this way, done this, and then on the back you would have already had the white and could have written it as well. You don't have to add the Misty Moonlight if you don't have it. You could still fold the card like this and then write on the back of it. You would have all that white space to write. So you could still do that even if you didn't have it. So just some quick and easy cards for you. Let me get stuff out of the way so you can see. Quick and easy cards, and then a fairly simple scrapbook page for you. Let me zoom out. There we go. Scrapbook page. I'm trying to get it to fit on here. It's not cooperating. There you go. So there we go for today. Our alternates: scrapbook page, simple Z-fold card, but a different kind of Z-fold than the other one I did, and then just a simple card, adding a little extra technique of defining that sun a little bit more. So I trust you like the cards. So Missy says, put the trees on the back folded side. Right, but it did take up a lot of space to do that. You love the bird stamp, Sharon? Yes, I like the bird stamp too. I really do. I have a feeling I've been going through past paper pumpkins and kits that I've had forever and ever and ever, and they even have the old black and white instructions inside. So I've just been making those cards, but I'm finding some stamps I really like, some great fonts, some great sayings. One of them is, where there is faith, miracles happen. I was like, oh, I'm definitely keeping this out. So I'm starting to look at my paper pumpkin stamps and think, wow, you know, I've got them. And some of you will have had them, because that one wasn't that long ago that we had that paper pumpkin. So I'm thinking I may just hang on to those stamps. I need to do that little binder thing. Maybe just turn it into a class for all the paper pumpkin people. And that way you all can save your stamps as well. Because some of them I'm finding I really love the fonts and I love the words that are being said. And sometimes it'll have things like these birds. I don't have those in any other stamp set. So sometimes it's nice to have something like this to add either to a scrapbook page or a card or something. And so I'm thinking, oh, I need to start paying attention to my paper pumpkin stamps and maybe bring those into other situations to show you it's not just for paper pumpkin, right? It's for any time stamping. All right. Let's see. So Sharon says she has not played with this kit yet. Hopefully this week. Nice. Love the quick and easy. Yeah, quick and easy. That's the name of the game when you want to get things done. You can take longer when you have the time to take longer, but if you're looking to just get things done and get something created, these are the way to go, quick and easy. And I just love how that worked out. And you can do this card without doing this to the sun. It was beautiful before as well, so you don't have to do that part. All right, so see, there I go again with that word, all right. I have been catching myself when I teach in the mornings as well. I thank you for joining me, whichever area you joined me on, whether it was in Junebug Creators, the business page, Junebug Creations 29, or even on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to sharing more alternate ideas and other crafting ideas with you this week. Tomorrow, we will have today was Paper Pumpkin Playdate. Kit Together Tuesday, and I'm hoping that one of the new kits comes in today. I'm crossing my fingers. So that'll be tomorrow at, I think it's 11:30. Let me look on the calendar just to make sure. I have a lunch date, so I have to make sure to be at that. It's at, yes, 11:30. So I'll see you tomorrow at 11:30 for Kit Together Tuesday. And if I have one of my new kits, we will use it. If I don't, I will pick one of the other kits that I haven't yet gotten to, because there are a couple of them left, I think. So take care. Have a great, hold on, let me find you all. All right. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow at 11:30 Mountain Time, so 1:30 Eastern Time for Kit Together Tuesday. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.